it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the new Oma Beauty Black Magic collection. Now this is a limited edition collaboration in conjunction with Coming to America, which is the sequel to Coming to America, which is the original movie, came out I think in the 80s, and it stars Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, has Samuel L. Jackson in it. I love Coming to America, and I really liked the sequel to it as well. Some people didn't, but for me, I thought it was good. So when I saw this collection being released on Instagram, I was like, I need to pick up at least something from it, because I have been interested in trying more products from Oma Beauty. If you're not familiar with Oma Beauty, it is a Black-owned beauty brand. They have their own website, but they are available at Ulta as well. And this collection came out with quite a few products. It had 3 lippies, 2 eyeliners, a highlighter palette, a big eyeshadow palette, and then 2 9-pan palettes, which are what I decided to pick up, the 2 little mini 9-pans. So first off, we have Queen to Be, which on the back it says Noun, a vision of perfection. Now if you don't remember when they sang that song, yes. And then it says, she's your queen to be. This has an 18-month shelf life, and this is the inside of that one. It retails for $29, and they even put the Zamunda seal on here. Now, some of these names, I hope I will not butcher, but I will not promise that. So the first shade is Ninzaga, I think is how you say it, which is a beautiful copper shimmer. Oh, that is gorgeous, and that felt really nice. Then we have Amina, which is a true like hot pink. Nefertiti, oh, that's a beautiful color. So we have Amina, Nefertiti. There's my wipe. Then we have I have no idea how to say the name for the light lavender. Kandaki, which is like a mustardy yellow. Makeda, which is like an eggplant. So we've got Yes Asantawaya, I think is how you say it. Probably butchered that. Kandaka, I'm sure they're names of characters, but I've only watched the movie once. And Makeda, that purple's really pretty. Their mattes feel nice and soft and smooth, but their shimmers are like that wet formula, which is something I really like. Then we have like a pale spring green called Nandi. Then we have more of like a fuchsia color in Mormi, and then a true silver shimmer in Rayan Avalna. That's really pretty. So that's what those look like. And the silver is a little bit more flaky. So in case you don't like that, but you can like blend it out and make it smooth. It just has a bit more texture to it than the other shimmers. But that's the first palette, which you know, I like the brights. And then we have the second palette. Now this packaging on these is gorgeous. Like, especially for the price point, this has like that soft touch matte finish, and then it has the embossed lion head, and then it has the embossed Coming to America, and then that says the Royal Edit made in Zamunda. They both say that on the front. And this one is Good Morning Zamunda, and it says greeting. 1. Yes, yes. And then on the bottom it says, no journey is too great when one finds what he seeks. And again, this is an 18-month shelf life. And then when you open her up, you get the seal of Zamunda again. And then this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. So both of these palettes are more shimmer heavy. Or no, that one's got more mattes, but this one definitely has more shimmers. But we're gonna go ahead and swatch this. So we've got a True Red, which is FU2. Royal Bloodline, which is like an eggplant with some blue to it. You know what I'm saying? Then we've got Aristocracy. How do you say that? Aristocrats. You know what I mean. So we've got the True Red, and this might not swatch as well because I am horrible at swatching with my right hand. That Aristocracy, how do you say that? Aristoc? I don't remember. But that's like a really pretty navy blue. Then we have Moolah. That's a really pretty teal. Palm Wine, gold. Gold Stacks is another really pretty, oh, that's really pretty. So we've got Moolah, Palm Wine, Gold Stacks. I love those two colors together. Then we have 3 more shades. Desert Rose, Wake Up, and Gazina. Okay. So we've got Desert Rose, Wake Up is a true matte, black, and Gazina. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of overlap between these, and I skipped on the big palette, not because it wasn't pretty. It was just a little too plain for me because it was just pretty much a rosy kind of pinky color story, and I thought these color stories were much more fun. So that is all 18 shades between the 2 palettes, and based off of color story alone, I think the She's the Queen to Be is my favorite of the 2 color stories, but they're both gorgeous. And I think I'm just gonna do a look mixing the 2 of them together, and then we'll kind of go from there. Let's wipe away all the swatches so I don't stain another shirt with it, or pants, because let's face it, that's something I do on the rig. So I've got my e.l.f. eye tapes. I did go ahead and prime my eyes with the NARS smudge proof, budge proof, whatever it's called. That's the one I'm using right now because I do have more of the Gerard Cosmetics, but I finished off the other 2. So I want to use this because it was already open before I open up another one. So I'm gonna just look at the kind of the colors together. So I think what I want to start with is I'm going to just grab this is a ColourPop E15. We're going to go in with this shade. Yes, so yeah, that one. And we're going to use that as our crease color. So let's see how pigmented these shadows are. Oh, that's laying down a really pretty color. Like, I barely dipped into that. I mean, and there is some kick up in the pan, so if that bothers you. I'm trying not to show this too much because it will blind you since it is like a gold foil packaging. But like, that went on nice and easy, and like, I'm highly impressed with these, the way they feel so far. So I mean, you can see I'm just blending it and it's not grabbing. We like that. We definitely like that. Okay, that did really well. So let's go for something a little bit smaller, and I'm going to go in with a 202 by BK Beauty, and we're gonna go into this shade More Me, which is a little bit darker and a little bit pinker than the first shade, and we're gonna use that in our crease as well to add some brightness. You see how simple that was? Okay. Come on, pigment, come on, payoff. Like, I'm not having to work at all with these. Darn it. Do I have a formula that I really like that is more affordable? I mean, they're not, to me, this is more of like a mid-range brand. Now, I know $29 for a 9 pan can be pricey, but the 10 pan is $44. So that, to me, that's not terrible. These are really going on well. That's part of the reason why I do this, is so you can see my real reaction and stuff to eyeshadow. And I've tried a bunch, but man, these are good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use the same brush, but we're gonna go into the Good Morning Zamunda, and we're gonna go into Ganzina, which is a little bit darker. Yeah, see how, oh yes. Like that's just, I am shocked with how good these are going. And like you can easily see the gradient. So if you hear strange noises in the background, I'm sorry, they're doing construction outside, and yesterday they were jackhammering all day. They're building some arch across the road where my shop is for like a welcome to Nederland thing, which is fine. It's just when they're doing all that, I can't really edit it out, and it's quieter now than it was, so hopefully it stays like this for a little bit so I can get some filming done. But ooh, that's really freaking pretty. Really, really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna grab just a BK Beauty 201, a clean one, and just kind of go over the edges to make sure everything's blended. Not that that really needs to be done. And if you see, it is picking up a little bit of color off of it, but not much. Okay. Okay, these are nice. I am pleasantly surprised. So I think I'm gonna use, this is the Rephr number 13 brush. So it's a little blendy brush, but it's small. And we're gonna go into the black shade, which is Wake Up, because that's the darkest matte that's in here. So I want to add some depth to the outer corner. See how easy that was? Man, oh man. When you get a formula that it's like, oh, it's no effort, it's kind of like a little on the unique side, or at least in my opinion. Like this formula is really nice. Okay. So I really like that. So what should I put all over my lid? I think we're gonna throw it for a loop, and we're gonna use the shade Nefertiti out of here because I really like that color. I need a flat brush. So this is a Sigma eye shading brush, the E55, and we're gonna pick up that Nefertiti shade on that brush so it does pick up nicely. I am gonna spray it because I almost, if I'm not using glitter glue, I almost always use a setting spray. Oh, that's pretty. And I want to see how opaque these shimmers are because I didn't use a glitter glue. I didn't like make a cut crease and clean it up. So I am applying it all over the rest of that pigment. That does have some nice sparkle to it. I really like that color. That Nefertiti shade, and as much as I'm like a pink and green kind of girl, that Nefertiti shade, okay. So you know from the Crayola Crayon box, the Cerulean Blue, you know what I'm talking about. That has like always been one of my favorite crayon colors in, I think it starts off in the 64 count of Crayolas. Anyways, that's one of my favorite colors, and that is what this color is to me, is that Cerulean Blue. And to me, this look is starting to scream 80s, but you know, the original Coming to America came out in the 80s. And when they worked for McDougal's, or McDowell's. I have to think about it. But yeah, that was such a good movie. And it had Mortimer, and I don't remember the other dude's name from whenever they did Trading Spaces. I think that was Trading Places. So many good movies that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm gonna take, I really like how that looks. I'm gonna take the shade Wake Up, that black again, and kind of just go over the edge to make sure everything's nice and blended. I mean, not that it's really needed. That really did pretty. Okay, I think I'm gonna take that same brush, but I'm gonna flip it over to the other side and go into Aristocracy, I think is how you say it, which is that navy blue shimmer, and add just a tiny bit of that over the backside. See how that gives a little bit more depth, but still keeps it shiny? Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking so far. What do you think? I think it's very pretty. I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about my thoughts on these two palettes. I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I think I'm gonna use the Palm Wine shade as my highlight today. You can easily do, oh yeah, look how pretty that looks. Whenever you're wanting to kind of utilize more shades and stuff like that from an eyeshadow palette, you don't always have to buy like a separate highlight. You can test some of the eyeshadows and see if they work on your skin tone to be able to use it actually as a highlight. And look how pretty that looks. Like, that is some glow. Which makes me happy because I love a good glowy complexion. And the only thing I added, like I added some black eyeliner. So now what do we want to do with our bottom lashes? Should we use, I think I'm gonna go into Makita, that purple shimmer right there. I think I can make that work under my lower lash line because I want it to go with the top. This is a BK Beauty 205, which is just like an angled brush, and I'm gonna just take and smudge that. Oh yeah. So you see it goes with the top, but it does add a little bit more color to the look. So far, I am impressed with how these are all feeling. So I'm gonna grab, this is a Lunar Beauty LB6, and we're gonna go into the shade right here, which is Radhanola. I know I'm butchering that, I am so sorry. So that's a little bit more crumbly, so I definitely want to spray the brush for that, because if not, this will go everywhere. And we're gonna use that as our inner corner highlight. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I love silver. Like, I think it is much blingier than gold, or at least in my personal opinion. Let's take just the tiniest bit of that. Yes. Right there. Okay, let's talk about my opinions on these two palettes. Now I am going to be using two different mascaras. I am doing a mascara showdown to see if it does anything to my lashes. That will be a video on a later date. But yeah, two separate eyes. But let's talk about this look. I think it's gorgeous. I think it is so freaking stunning. It isn't even funny. I really like these, and it makes me want to try more from the brand. Now, the Queen to Be is probably my favorite out of the two because I like these bright colors better, but they both performed equally well. The shimmers are gorgeous. They're not as shimmery as some of the ones that I really, really love. You know what I mean? But they're not bad. The mattes are amazing. Like, they just blend themselves. So if you are looking at trying Oma, at least from the two palettes I've tried, I think that they're really, really good. So If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm recording this on a Friday. I'm gonna put it up on a Monday, so that way, hopefully we'll be back to normal this week. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all later. Bye.